A young man brutally murdered in a strong snowstorm was on the way. When 21-year-old Mark Wells was reported missing, the community was already on edge. He was last seen running from something. He hasn't been seen since. Tonight, Shay McAllister and our Unsolved team takes you to Hazard, Kentucky to investigate blizzard on the bypass.
His final steps.
He was real frantic, running around, appeared to be scared, said somebody was after him.
Led him here, to the Kentucky River.
I'm sure he was murdered. Yeah, he definitely was murdered.
Definitely the wrong place, wrong people, the wrong time.
It's been 25 years since 21-year-old Mark Joel Wells disappeared.
Do you think it's possible to solve this?
Well, I think at this point in time now, if somebody did do something to him, it would be like a deathbed confession or something like that they want to make just to clear their conscience.
For 25 years, his sisters have wondered why.
Oh, no, that's a hard question.
We want to bury him.
Why?
And why did you do this? We want to be able to visit his grave.
Closure.
Yeah, just the closure.
They say closure could come with answers. To find those, we have to go back to a frigid night in 1994.
I'm Minor Allen. I'm the chief of police here in Hazard, Kentucky.
Chief Allen has been with the department for decades. He remembers the night Mark went missing.
It was January. It was extremely bitter cold out.
Broadway, which used to be a street, now more like a sidewalk.
The roads were just about impassable.
The winter weather made it memorable, but so did something else. A gruesome murder of a young man only one night earlier.
This young man that was killed, he was well known, well loved. Went to one of the local high schools, and it was a fearful thing.
Mark knew the boy. Most everyone did. The crime left the community worried about what else was to come.
But, it was just like a fractured feeling really around the community, a thing of shock,
All eyes were focused on finding the killer, and then Mark went missing.
It was really like we were on a wild goose chase because we didn't know where to start.
On the night he was last seen alive, Mark had been with friends. So his sisters started there, asking those friends where he went.
They said that they got into an argument because Mark was mad and upset, and they said Mark got out of the car, and that was the last time they seen Mark.
That was in the Walmart parking lot. The next sighting came from a witness. Police took the call.
He was running around, acting pretty frantic, like somebody was chasing him, so. They did what they thought was best, I guess, at that time, and called the police and just went on.
Police said Mark tried to get into vehicles, tried to ask for help. That's what he was doing when he got to Burger King, banging on the door.
Being what had happened the night before with the murder, and we still hadn't apprehended anybody in that case. They called the police. This person was trying to get in. They said somebody was chasing him.
They didn't talk to Mark. They didn't let him in. His sisters found out a few weeks later.
And then I took the picture and I was like, is this the guy? And he was like, yes, this is him.
The moments that followed are the most mysterious. No more sightings, no more 911 calls.
So they brought the cadaver dogs in, and they started searching that area around the old Walmart and the Burger King location. And they used, I think, an article of clothing or something he had worn recently or something for the scent. And the dogs was able to pick up a scent, and they did track that scent all the way over the Hazard bypass through it on 80 yards down next to the river to the dam. And that's where they lost the scent.
Searches of the area came up empty. Decades passed. Mark's two boys, babies when he went missing, grew up without him.
Just being with his family and hard seeing us, his boys growing up and his grandkids that he has now. He has grandchildren.
Now, fathers themselves, Mark's sons miss what they never had.
I think about him every day. Every day. There's not a day goes by that I don't think about it.
They think about what they would tell him. They think about what they would tell the person who knows where he is.
I'd like to say it's all right. If you could just tell us where you're at, that'd be enough for me. I ain't worried about trying to get nobody in trouble. It's been too long for that now, for me. I just want to bury him from my boys.
The missing are made up of many pieces.
I like to put this case or any missing persons case as a puzzle.
Clues are collected.
You look at the mountains and you look at the valleys and you think, well, could she be there? Could she be over there? Could she be up there?
The evidence is connected.
Her blood is on their hands.
There's rumors and stories.
I feel like that there's every lead that has come in, we've done the best of our ability to really try to go above and beyond what has been asked.
There's tips and then the truth.
People know, but they're afraid. They're afraid to say.
We still need Natasha. I mean, that's the big piece. My name is Josh Huff, and I'm a detective with the Kentucky State Police, and I'm currently the case officer on the missing persons investigation of Natasha Fugit-Jones.
Missing since 2015, this detective took on the case 2 years into the investigation.
I grabbed every book that I could on missing persons and tried to read it and follow up that might be able to help me.
First, he focused on the facts. Natasha was a 32-year-old mother with 2 young sons. She was also addicted to drugs. Her family doesn't hide that.
Natasha did have a problem, but that never stopped how she cared for her kids, and that was a big thing for me.
In May of 2015, the night she went missing, she left her grandmother's house with friends to go to a party. She told her children she'd be back soon.
Evening come and the boys come home from school and she still wasn't back. Well, I just figured she was going to stay somewhere for the night, whatever, you know, and she didn't come back.
Weeks passed, she never came home.
And everything's quiet. Nobody's heard from Natasha, nobody's family members, nobody's heard from them. Then on June the 7th, Ola finally makes the missing persons report.
Police say that's when their search began, but the nearly 30 days that had passed were problematic.
I feel like time was the main factor in this investigation.
Pieces that could have been picked up earlier were left in the past.
You live with that and you sleep with that every night.
Once the law was involved, the searches started. Detectives detail the use of airplanes, cadaver dogs, and heavy machinery used to dig.
In the initial part of our investigation, there was calls coming in constantly. I mean, it was nonstop.
Using tips, Natasha was tracked to an old abandoned strip mine.
From there, who knows what happened?
Natasha's mother speculates that's where she was killed.
They do not have any evidence. They have nothing of her to go on. So yeah, it's tough.
Tough because they believe someone does know something.
Speak up. Tell the truth.
Don't be afraid.
Someone holds the clue that could bring this family closure.
When I was a little kid, I would work a puzzle and I'd get so upset down at the end I may be missing like 2 pieces. But when I got to the end of it, I still knew what that picture was.